Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, food intolerances. I think most of us have certain foods that we know probably don't agree with us so well. Personally, obviously, I have quite a restricted diet as it is, being a plant-based diet. But recently I've been noticing certain foods don't sit quite as well in my digestive system as they once did, and that can happen too. You can develop food intolerances basically overnight. So I was looking into having some food intolerance testing done. I thought it would be so interesting to literally have like a list of foods that just my body does not agree with, or that don't agree with my body. And as I was researching, I got so bogged down. There's so many different types of testing. There's obviously your doctor can do some, but that's shown to be not that conclusive, and dietitians and nutritionists and kinesiologists, and there's all these different types of routes you can go down. But there was this one particular woman, Elaine, I've been following on Instagram for ages, and we've been messaging back and forth quite a bit, and she'd invited me in to have biokinesiology session with her. So I thought, you know what, what's the harm? In a minute I'm going to cut to us talking and she'll explain to you what exactly it involves. But essentially it's muscle testing, testing your muscle strength as your body is exposed to these certain foods. I need to preface this by saying it's definitely an alternative therapy. Your doctor probably won't refer you to a kinesiologist, but all I can share is my experience, and my experience has been like fantastic. Literally the foods that I suspected didn't agree with me, when she tested me on them, I went weak as the kitten, and I didn't know that those were the foods she was putting on me. It's not like she said, okay, I'm putting this on you now. She literally put the vials on me, and as I went weak, she was like, look, and she'd show me the vial and it would say the food on it. I will leave all of Elaine's contact information in the description box down below, so if you'd like to contact her, definitely feel free. You can ask her any questions you'd like as well. Yeah, let's cut to the session so you can see exactly what's involved. So here I am with the amazing Elaine from K Therapy Island. Thanks for coming onto my channel, Elaine, to discuss this whole thing, because I would do it no justice.
No, you would.
I definitely would. So when I posted on my Instagram stories, I had loads of interest from people asking about food intolerance testing. It's a minefield at the moment.
It is.
Like, you don't know who to go to, what
expensive.
to do. GPs don't really do it, and there's blood, and it's just a minefield. So kinesiology is something I'd heard of. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let you explain it properly now in a second, but it's an alternative therapy.
Yes.
And it's to do with your muscle strength as your body is exposed to certain foods.
Yes.
I'm going to let you take over from here.
Okay, so in Ireland there's in the world there's several different forms of kinesiology. So I've qualified in a new form of kinesiology to Ireland called biokinesiology. So really, kinesiology as a history is using muscles to tap into the subconscious of the brain to get answers, which kind of sounds airy-fairy, but when you're on the bed you're like, oh no, this works.
Oh, like you can physically feel yourself weakening.
Yes, exactly. So there's no kind of denying it. Yeah, exactly. So that would be kind of kinesiology, and it would be a holistic approach. So we would look at things like nutrition, we would look at maybe what you might be deficient in, but we look at mental well-being, energy, balancing, toxins, etc. Yes. Now in Ireland, I've just qualified as one of the first group as biokinesiologists, so it's new to it's new to Ireland. So basically I had two of the most amazing women teaching me. Alma, who has been a kinesiologist in Ireland for I don't know how many years, but she did a lot of biokinesiology training in the UK and has now brought that to Ireland for us students like me. And then Pippa, who is also an amazing biokinesiologist, but also has a really strong nutrition background as well. So we really went into the chemistry of the body. So I get a lot of people with underactive thyroids, maybe fertility, gut. I mean, who doesn't really have a bad gut these days? It's so standard. And then anything from skin to low mood. So it's kind of like people will go to the doctor and maybe they will not get the results they want because maybe the blood test came back clear and they don't know what to do. Or they'll go to the doctor and be given a condition with medication and they don't feel any better. Because there's definitely a place for doctors and medication in certain things and conditions, but sometimes it needs to be supported by alternative health, or alternative health in some cases can mean that they might need to be on that dose of medication, or in conjunction with their doctor they can wean off it. So we kind of take care of everybody.
So you don't discredit doctors either, obviously.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, God, no. And particularly I believe that science is so amazing when it comes to structural things. So if you break a leg, or if you need your gallbladder removed, and keyhole surgery is so advanced.
You can't do that.
No, I can't. Not yet. But like those kind of things, that's where we really need the doctors from. For somebody that's been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, really they mightn't have gotten the answers that they need. They're in chronic pain, they have chronic tiredness, and maybe they're put on to anti-inflammatories or antidepressants or something, and they're thinking, oh, I feel zonked on this medication and no better. So maybe kinesiology or biokinesiology can help them get the answers that they need. Because doctors aren't nutritionists. I mean, they specialise in what they have studied.
I think doctors don't even get a single class in nutrition.
No, which is kind of scary, you know, because everybody, like nearly everyone comes to me and they think they have IBS and they might be put on medication, but they're not referred to a nutritionist or a dietitian unless they go of their own accord, which is also scary because nutrition is the basics. Get that right then and everything else will fall into place.
So we're all a bit of intolerant these days.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Have we, like, I'm assuming 1,000 years ago we didn't have this, we didn't need this probably.
No,
What's
not
happened nowadays
necessarily.
that suddenly we all have weird guts and weird bloating and...
Well, there's a few different things. Like food isn't food anymore. Food is so heavily processed.
Even the unprocessed food is still
Exactly. I mean, our soil doesn't have the same minerals and trace elements that it used to. So we're not getting the same level of minerals and trace elements within our food, even if it's unprocessed food. Then the processed food is becoming so heavily processed that our bodies just are struggling to cope with it. And because it's in foods that we're eating every day, it's not a once-off treat. Even when people think they're being healthy, eating, say, cereal that's very refined, they're not, because it's upsetting to their gut. Now, in biokinesiology, what we do is we try and kind of we don't diagnose at all, but we kind of try and have a look at the client in terms of 3 body dispositions. So there's the blue body type, me, so small hands, small feet. We tend to be very sensitive to mercury, dairy intolerant. We would also, we're not great with alcohol, we get hangovers. That doesn't stop me. And then also with blue body types as well, we're ruled by hormones. So we'll see hormonal issues. So I have polycystic ovaries, underactive thyroid.
So you tick all the boxes.
I'm like a true blue, okay, because some people will be like slightly borderline. Then you're a red. When we popped you up in the bed, you're a red. So red people are a little bit more sensitive to aluminium. So I would always say come off, cook it on tin foil or, you know, in tin trays, deodorant, etc. Yeah. And generally, red people can be sensitive to wheat. So we were just chatting there earlier about how it opens up the tight junctions of the intestines, and then for me, my tight junctions will open up when I consume wheat and they'll close quickly. For red people, they're predisposed that these tight junctions, because they've been stimulated by zonulin, they stay open a little bit too long. So you might...
Do you hear all these words?
I know.
The knowledge.
Technical. Well, no, we did study our asses off for the year, because the course I did, if anybody actually wants information on the course, I couldn't recommend it enough.
I will have all of Elaine's information in the description box down below if you want to get in touch with her.
Yeah, and you don't have to have any background in this. Like, that's how in-depth the training was. They took us from now I'm a beauty therapist, so it's great because I had my A&P, but they'll take you from a novice all the way through to a really proficient practitioner. So yeah, people that are red, that wheat will leave the body, brain fog, skin disorders, bloating, cramping, maybe irregular bowel movements.
Diarrhea, yeah.
Exactly. So you'll be more predisposed to that. And as well as we find sometimes skin issues, arthritis, brain fog, things like that are more common in red people. Then we have the green people, they're taller. So you're kind of more normal height, whereas I'm smaller height. The green people are on the taller spectrum. And they're more predisposed to being sensitive. They have their adrenals, they're ruled by their adrenals and their thyroid. So they're constantly on the go. They're the people that never sit still. They work very hard, they stay up very late. They like alcohol to unwind. They tend to have maybe asthma or skin issues, and they're very chemically sensitive. And their main food intolerances is often solanine foods. So it's a chemical that's found in nightshade foods. So potatoes, tomatoes, chilies, aubergines.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. Like for me, dairy, I'm used to it now. People will get used to wheat eventually. It is hard, but tomato-based foods, like it's in our sauces and all, so I feel bad for the nightshade people.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy enough with mine then.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh no, potatoes and tomato, like it's so Irish, you know. And then they can have difficulty with cheese because the casein in cheese, whereas I'm more lactose intolerant. But the main thing that I find is that some people will go for food intolerance testing and it will come back and they'll say no strawberries, no lemons, no this, that and the other, and it's so random. And our bodies aren't made to be intolerant to all these things. If we don't have our enzymes working, so when I eat a sandwich, there's carbohydrates in that, and the amylase in my mouth breaks down carbohydrates, and then there's more enzymes in the stomach like pepsin that are going to break down proteins. We've lipase for fat, bile salts to produce, to help with our gallbladder, and all these things, if they're not working, and we're not breaking down a food. So say if somebody shows up to be intolerant to avocado, are they really, or are they just not breaking down the fat in the avocado? So if we can get the gut working, quite often we can reintroduce the foods into the diet. So when I see people spending hundreds of money on these blood tests and they say, okay, here's a list of foods I can't have, I think that's really sad, because they're omitting food groups that are so healthy, so important for the body. And they don't know why.
And with a little bit of work, they might be able to actually have those.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
a pity.
Yeah, it is a pity, because I mean, there's no way somebody should be intolerant to an avocado. You know, it's pure goodness, pure health. And it's just that, and usually the fix for somebody with an unhappy gut, it's going to be zinc. We're very deficient in zinc in Ireland. And it has over 200 pathways in the body that it's going to heal and cure and balance, from hormones to gut health. So taking a good zinc supplement is important.
So you reckon that's a good baseline? Zinc?
Absolutely, can't go wrong with it. The only thing
that's
with zinc,
what you put me on, actually.
yes.
Yeah.
But with zinc, the body's so specific. So there's like zinc citric and there's zinc bicolinate, and I do a zinc liquid. So it depends on the zinc that your body needs. So it can be a little bit
That's
specific.
what takes the test.
Yeah, like I put 3 zincs on you and it only wanted the 1. So if you had went off willy-nilly and bought another zinc, you might have seen some improvements, but not as quickly or as efficiently as you would on the specific zinc that your body wants.
Interesting. So we're going to show you actually clips of what this actually involves, because I remember a work colleague telling me before about the hands and the thing, and I was like, are you for actual real? But it's only when I actually did the treatment I was like, I am actually bloody weak.
I mean, obviously if people have questions, because it's such a broad therapy,
we could be here for about 7 hours.
Literally, like we could just talk about mental health, or we could just talk about, I don't know, skin issues, eczema. Like the only other thing I will say though is if somebody has, say, Parkinson's and they're really ill, or you have a baby with colic, we can do surrogate testing. So if I was to pop, let's say you had a severe case of Parkinson's and you weren't able to do the muscle testing because your strength wasn't there, I could pop a friend up onto the bed, and once you're touching off each other, your energy will transfer through. So don't be thinking, oh, I can't bring my baby for that and I haven't slept in 6 weeks, or I wish that somebody could treat my mum, but her fibromyalgia is so bad she can't do the muscle testing. Anyone can be tested.
They don't have to be related or anything?
No, not at all. Just another body in the room.
Elaine is based in?
I'm K-Therapy, but I'm working out at the Glamour Rooms in Lucan. So it's a beauty salon. They kind of, all the girls have specialities, so I just take care of all the beauty needs and the biokinesiology.
Perfect. And what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Probably through my social media, so Instagram, Facebook, and my contact numbers on that, so they can give me a buzz. I do funny hours because I work Monday to Wednesday teaching beauty, so I'm usually there in the evening times, or all day Thursday, Friday, but I do emergency appointments on
And that's babies, elderly, male, female.
Yeah, I get loads of men as well, because sometimes they don't like to go to the doctor and talk about their problems. With kinesiology, you don't have to talk about your problems. You just push up, push down. I don't need to know what's going on in your life. Your body will just tell me that you're deficient in something or you have low mood. I don't need to know what the problem is. So it's very private as well, which is great.
So interesting. Right, I'm going to hop up and I'm going to show you exactly what this involves.
Great. Okay, so push up for me. Lovely. And push up. Okay, so that doesn't turn off. So that means we're either a little bit stressed or a bit dehydrated, but we'll fix it. Bend the knee for me. Pull back. Great. Pull back. And that one doesn't turn off either. Okay, so what you're going to do is touch your right temple for me. Perfect, stay there. Touch your left temple. Stay there. Give us this knee now again. Pull back. Okay, there we go. Stay there, so your right side of your brain isn't chatting to your left side of your brain properly.
Which is the problem we had last time.
Yes. Push up. Great. No blue. There shouldn't be any green. Push up. Great. And red. And push up. Great. Okay, happy days. We just check both eyes. Push up. Brilliant. And push up. Great. Okay, lovely. So we put you back into your colour. And arm up kind of like that. Give us this knee. Okay, pull back. So no major emotional issues there again. Same
Okay,
as the
that's
last
good
time.
to know.
Yeah. Keep knee. Pull back. No major structural problem. You didn't the last time either.
Physically?
Yeah, physically, like ligament or bone. And this one. And pull back. Yeah, so chemistry is going slightly. So it's the same as the last one. So, I mean, usually chemistry will always go. Nobody's going to be like in perfect harmony. Yeah, exactly. Push up. Great.
It's kind of like reflexology. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly. We're going along the meridian points of the body. Inspired by Chinese. Push up. Push up once more there. No, that's gone. Okay, so large intestine.
Okay, so what exactly is this you're about to do now?
This is using, so these vials are basically charcoal, well not this one, this is probably the best box to explain it. These little vials contain charcoal.
Can I show it up close?
Yeah, of course you can, as the medium. Do you want me to? You stay like
Sure.
that, you okay?
So there's loads of little vials
Yeah.
of charcoal, you said, with
So it's charcoal with the energy and the DNA of the actual, whether it's a bacteria or beans, like it doesn't matter what it is, it's being emitted onto this. So if somebody like has a peanut allergy, they don't need to be afraid that there's peanuts in the room, because it's not the actual nut itself held within this, it's just the energy and the charcoal. So for example, I'll take your arm and push up, and that's perfect. And then if I put this on you, for example, push up, tomatoes. It's perfect, we don't have to worry about it. Whereas the
right one now we know.
Say that?
Oh no, don't tell me.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
No, I won't, yeah, because your brain will get involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just stick this one. I'll tell you after each one. Push up, no problem with leek. So, in case you like an leek and potato soup. And push up. Yeah, again, potatoes fine.
Oh my god, imagine if they took spuds away from me.
No, you'd be devastated. Now, usually people that can't have spuds are fine with sweet potatoes.
Not great with sweet potatoes.
Okay, do they give you restless legs or for your
No, as in I'll shit myself
bush? Okay.
if I eat
A
a
little
lot.
bit too much for Elaine for you. Push up for me.
What was that?
Wheat. I'm just going to check the rest of the grains. So push up. Yeah, your spelt is still fine. So you love that spelt bread, so we'd recommend that you stay on that one. We'll check more grains, because you probably have quite a few grains in your life. Push up. Yeah, your rice is fine. Some people can't have rice because it's not the rice, it's the arsenic levels, because rice is grown in soil with high levels of arsenic, so they just need to put it out for a few weeks, and then instead of doing 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water, they do 1 cup of rice, like 6 cups of water, soak all the arsenic out.
Interesting.
Yeah, because particularly for little babies, they're getting a lot of arsenic in their rice food. Push up.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine, that's buckwheat.
And there you have it. I didn't do a proper outro featuring Elaine, unfortunately, so this is just going to have to do. If you have any questions, again, drop Elaine a message on Instagram or Facebook. She'd be more than happy to talk to you. She's answered so many questions of mine, and she's been so good. Personally, I recommend biokinesiology because it sheds some light onto my internal things going on, so it was really interesting. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked. I'm going to be trying a lot of different alternative therapies over the next while and sharing with you my thoughts. I've tried reflexology, I'm going to try Reiki. I've loads of different ideas for the channel that's not makeup related, but I'm still going to be doing makeup stuff too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.